Hey guys, Captain Foley back with you again today for another video. And today we're taking a look at the classic Star Trek phaser from Playmates. Now this is the reissue. We're going to do a complete unboxing of this and take a look at all of its features and functions and compare it to the original Playmates phaser. So let's get into it. I don't know if you guys have this, if you've seen it, if you picked it up. I'm a little late to the party on this one, I got to admit. But I did finally get it and I'm going to take a look at it because honestly, this one is one of my favorite phasers. I almost like this better than the Diamond Select ones, which are pretty much screen accurate. This one's just got a little bit more of a bulk and a heft to it, which I really appreciate. So I do like the Playmates TOS phaser, and today we're going to be looking at the reissue of it, which is right here. So let's get into the box and see what we shall see. Alright guys, so here we've got the box, Classic Star Trek, or Classic Star Trek Classic Phaser, Starfleet Standard Issue Sidearm. Got a beautiful shot of the Enterprise there. Actual lights and sounds from the original Star Trek TV show. Nice. Got a little delta there. It's firing. And we got light up beam emitter. Set phaser to full, stun, or overload. And Playmates toys ages 4 and up. Press here for sound effects to test it out, and there's a nice picture of the phaser. Classic Star Trek. Top of the box, bottom of the box, the other side, and then the back. And here we got love the old data pads. Classic Star Trek, Classic Phaser. So, it says, Captain's Log, Stardate 9404.1, Classic Phaser, unclassified. The Classic Phaser configuration consists of a Type 1 phaser interlocked with a Type 2 phaser body. The two phasers combine to create a powerful defensive weapon with minimal phase degradation. The Classic Phaser was standard issue to all officers in Starfleet. Designed around the Federation policy of creating weapons for defensive purposes, the Classic Phaser is a prime example of early Starfleet innovation. This Classic Phaser's simple yet effective, highly effective design makes it one of the most reliable weapons of its time. Highly powerful with adjustable settings, the Classic Phaser was a paradigm for early portable defensive sidearms. Blech. Alright, so there we got it. It shows, it's highlighting the light up beam emitter, phaser setting dial, and phaser power switch, which we'll get into all that. Here it says press the trigger for light up beam and firing action, and over here adjust the phaser setting dial to vary firing sound. And there you got your QR code. Requires 2 AA batteries included. Alright, so let's get into the box and see what it's like. So as we open it up and pull it out, there it is. It is in the box upside down. It's worth pointing that out. Kind of weird, but there it is there. And there's also the Classic Phaser instructions. Just how to put in the batteries and the different settings. So this dial on the side is the on, off, and demo modes, and then you got your dial to change it from stun to full to overload. Blue light indicates full mode, solid red light indicates stun mode, blinking red light indicates overload mode. So there are the instructions. Let's take it out of here. And there it is. Nice piece of tech. I hate all the screw holes. Like, there's so many screw holes on this thing. But yeah. So there you've got the on, off, and demo mode. Apparently it was on demo, which it went through all the sounds on demo, so I don't know why they bothered doing that. Got your little beam emitter, and then you got your speaker up there on the touch plate, and then like a little pretend dial that's just the molded dial, and then the settings as well, which are numbered, but that doesn't move or anything. And then this, which does have the different settings. So that's overload. I forget what the blue one is supposed to be. Is that stun? Oh, blue is full mode. And then red is stun, which makes no sense, but that's okay. So stun mode, pull the trigger. See, that's overload. There we go, that's stun mode. It's got the stun sound effect with the red beam. Blue, that's full. It's got a blue beam. And then of course overload. Oh. That's overload. You get that build up detonation sound and the flashing beam emitter and flashing rear light. And then it explodes. So honestly, I like the bulk of these. I like the bulk of the Playmates phasers a little bit better than the Diamond Select ones. But time to do some comparisons now. Oh, and one thing I want to point out, the way a phaser is designed is this does not push back to fire, even though it looks like a trigger. That makes sense. That just feels uncomfortable. The original way was like this. You push up, 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 which feels much better than doing that. So I don't know why they simplified it for this modern one where it just pushes back like a legit trigger. It should push up, and it doesn't. Small little thing, but it really annoys me because that's not how phasers work, but that's okay. Anyway, let's get into some comparisons here. Alright, so here is the new one by Playmates. Here is the old one by Playmates. They're pretty much the exact same molds. I mean, the older one has a little bit of a longer beam emitter. A little bit of a wider dial at the back as well. Of course, no light on the back here, just the standard. Going to this side, still got all the same screw holes. Now this is the new one with that long trigger, and that's the old one with a much shorter trigger, which pushes up. I've been having issues with this thing. I do have new batteries in it. It was working a second ago, but unfortunately I can't seem to get it to work now, which is really weird because it was working a minute ago, but I remember I had put it away a long time ago because I had taken it apart because it wasn't working. Couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. Tried batteries in it literally a few minutes ago and it was working. But anyway, this one has two settings only. So 1 and 2, and oh, there we go. That's one setting with just a white light. And that's the other setting, which apparently isn't working right now. Okay, so one of the settings is working. The other one's not. It's a little bit of a different sound. It's not the stun sound though. It's not the it's not that sound. It's still similar to this. Just a little bit of a different tone to it. So there we've got the old one and the new one. It's more of a genuine sound. The old one's a little bit off. See this? You just push this up. That's all you do. It's much more comfortable because you can have your hand like this and just kind of push up even on it, but it's pushing in motion. This, Like, you literally have to have it like it, I just broke it. Look at that, it just broke. Wow. Yeah, so I don't like the trigger. Wow, I did not expect that to happen. It's limp. Anyway, so there's that. Let me see if I can take this apart and get that fixed. Oh, hey, this is turning into a whole new thing. But there's the new one and the old Playmates one right there. So yeah, I just tried breaking into this thing. I cannot for the life of me get these screws out. The other one I've taken apart. This one I cannot get these screws out, however much I try. I got small little screwdrivers for it, and it's hard to get a grip on them. I will try at some other point, but as you can see, that's why the trigger being like that and being a pullback trigger doesn't work for me. That's one of the reasons now, apparently, because it broke. Or if you just push it up, such as on this one, like, there's no way that can have the play to break. Like, that's just a stupid idea. So, wow, that points away from this immediately. I also brought out my Diamond Select phasers, which are way more screen accurate, but you can see the difference in the bulk of the phaser there. This one's much more bulky, and I actually like the way the Playmates feels. Feels a little more substantial. These are super nice, though, I gotta admit, being able to hold this one. So I got this one. So I'll put this one up here, the Playmates one. I got this Diamond Select. I got this one as well with the white handle. There's a bunch of different colors. This one's black. This one's more of a blue-gray. So I got those, and then of course the Wand Company phaser, which is really great. Again, pushes in. Why is none of my phasers working today? Oh my god. And this one's got so much other cool stuff going on with it, so not an on-off switch, but that's where the lithium crystal goes. But I've already done a whole video on this one, so check it out for sure. Hold on. There we go. FX mode. So you got different effects. This has like all 10 of the dial. Power cell drained. And it's got overload as well. Which I can't even show you the Playmates one to compare the overload sound effect because it's broken. But this is this is the Wand Company's fantastic, awesome phaser. Practice mode, control mode, FX mode. And this one has this dial actually works, pushes that up. Same with these ones. So that's the difference there. But anyway, yeah, there you have it, guys. Okay, so fun fact, I got it apart and hopefully we'll have it fixed in a minute. Got the trigger part over here, which I've glued because that big plastic part just literally snapped off. Now I ain't no toy polloi, but I reinforced it with metal because it just basically the button for the switch is right there, and so this just goes in. It's hard to do with while holding the camera, but it just goes in like that, and when you pull the trigger back it pushes up on the button. So hopefully I've reinforced this enough. I've used crazy glue, and like I said, I've added a little bit of metal supports in there to kind of prevent that. Once this dries, I'll put it back together, and then I might have a working phaser by the time. See, I've already filmed my outro where I talk about the trigger a bit more, but I'm going to maybe I'll let you know, I'll update you once this is dry and I've put it back in on this. Now, this was not easy to get off, by the way. As I mentioned, the screws were difficult to get out. I needed to use a pair pair of pliers to get some torque and leverage. And this front part does not come off. It is like it is really glued on to these two halves. So I had to actually break the plastic here to get this half off. So I'm not super happy about that. I tried twisting this off, I tried heating it up, I tried multiple things, but it is like glued together. So they had the two halves that they put together, and then they put this piece on, and yeah, so I'm not super happy about that, but it is what it is. It's ugly, but no one's really going to even see it. So anyway, let this dry, this trigger, and we will see what the result is. So I know you're all curious. Did I fix it? Kinda. Trigger's a little sticky. I think that'll ease up though. So yes, it does work. It's a little sticky. So I already filmed my closeout where I talk about this and whether I recommend it or not. I shouldn't have had to do this fix. It's actually pretty interestingly designed inside here. I should have done a video on the repair, but like I said, I ain't no Mr. Toy Poloi. Something back here is loose, but it does work. So pretty cool toy. I would recommend getting one, but be careful with the trigger. Now it's a hair trigger. So I did a whole video about this thing and how it's pretty cool. I would recommend it. The closeout says would I recommend it? I was going to, but I'm not going to now. I still am kind of hesitant on whether I should recommend it to you just because of that. Like, that shouldn't have happened. I didn't pull the trigger that hard. Just the way that it's designed. It should be pushed. It should be pushed. You should push up on it. Up. 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 That's how the trigger is supposed to be designed. Not this big ass thing. Like, did they think kids these days are too stupid to push up on a button? That's what that is. It's a little button. And this one's so long it's uncomfortable to hold. And it's not ergonomic at all. So, yes, it's fixed. As you can see, I got a bit of a light leak there because of that broken plastic. I'm going to need to fill that. So this has become a model building project, which it shouldn't have been. Okay, that's what demo mode does. Demo mode goes through all three, whereas play mode just keeps it on whichever one it's set to. That makes sense. Because I was wondering why it was on demo mode, or what demo mode did, because you could hear all the sounds when it was in the box. But I didn't leave any parts out, I didn't leave anything loose. There's just something, it's just the way that this thing attaches. It's just loose. I'm pretty sure it did that beforehand. This one doesn't. It's working again. I'm so happy. They're both working again. Alright, so there you go. That is my review of the Playmates phaser. Would recommend. Hopefully you don't have to fix it. Anyway, on with the actual original outro. So I apologize, guys. This was not anticipated. So there you go. A rather disappointing showing for the Playmates phaser. Like, come on. I wasn't being too ham-fisted with it. I actually was using one all during London Comic Con because we had one as a prop for people sitting in the TOS captain's chair, which was my buddy Sky's version, and played with it all weekend. did not have that issue. That just went snap. So, do I recommend it? I mean, I was going to. Yes, it's very cool. Very much on par with their original one, which is working. Other sound effect, not so much. Okay. Anyway, so there you have it. The Playmates TOS phaser. I would get it. I do like the feel of it. The bulk of it is really nice. It does look good in the hand. It is a good prop, especially for like Halloween or something. If you have a uniform and you're going out to a party, this is one you'd want on your side instead of the Diamond Select ones, which are much more expensive and a lot lighter too. And also the One Company is much heavier and heftier because it's made of metal, but it's also, you don't want to lose that one or have it get knocked around or banged around. So for a party, I absolutely 100% recommend this. But make up your own mind. Put in the comment section what you think about the actual trigger that is supposed to just be pushed up as opposed to pulled back like a trigger, which can induce breaking, as you can see, and a kid is just going to like reef on it to play with it. Whereas this one, the old one, you push up. There's no way to break this. Like, I could put force on that and it's just push it up. You can hold your hand like this and just lightly squeeze it to... That's ergonomically designed, whether it looks like it or not. To have a stick like that, that is a trigger, doesn't work. Playmates, what the hell? So I'm going to try to get this apart and try to fix it, but I don't know. This was a really bad showing for Playmates. I've never had that happen during an unboxing of anything. So there you go. Take it for what it is. Take it for what you will. I was going to recommend it because it's very much on point with their original one, and it's got the additional colors, the blue, red, and the overload, different sound effects. That's a nice touch. The other one has like 2 sound effects and the same white beam emitter each time. This one, not so much. So this one's a better improvement in that regard. Trigger I was going to complain about, and now I'm definitely going to complain about it. Other than that, I was going to recommend it because it is very, very cool. So put in the comment section if you've had one, if it broke, if you've had one of the original ones, if yours doesn't work anymore. Oh, there we go. There's the other sound effect. Ah, got it. There's that one and that one. Now it's working. It's a miracle. The gods have smiled upon me. They've broken the new one, and they've graced me with the awesomeness of the old one, which, by the way, this one's been through hell and back with me and is still kicking. So take that for what it's worth. Did they make things better back then? Yep. They don't make them like they used to, as the saying goes, and that's 100% correct, apparently. So there you go. Anyways, thank you for watching. Sorry for kind of a rant there. I apologize. But please, by all means, hit that like button. Don't forget to comment down below if you have one of these, if you have one of the new ones, the old ones, which you prefer. What about the trigger? Let me know your thoughts on that. But comment down below. Also subscribe to this channel, the Captain Foley personal channel, as well as our main channel, the Trekyards channel. Lots of great Star Trek content over there all the time. And check out another video by me, please. So until next time, I'm Captain Foley signing off. Bye, guys.